What do you mean by that?
Bible then. Shit. You said na you're still... You know what the Bible says about that?
Welcome to the first episode of
Pag-usapan NaTEEN Yan.
where we delve to the social issues affecting today's teens. I am Zaira Palio.
I'm JP Maisa.
And I am Carla Mendoza. And it is the 29th day of November 2024. And we are at JP's house at Carrera de Oro City, Tabloy. So join us as we venture to our today's topic, cancel culture.
Gosh, Chloe Samisa is so dramatic. She even lacks respect. She should be cancelled.
Pauline Hoover's book romanticizes abusive relationships. She should be cancelled.
Oh my god! J.K. Rowling's comments are so transphobic. Cancel.
So what is cancel culture? So cancel culture, as we understand it today, is a phenomenon that emerged in the digital age, amplifying practices like public shaming, boycotts, and ostracism through the interconnectedness of the internet. So what about that?
Basically what you said, cancel culture, it's a phenomenon that happens online when a person, especially most commonly a public figure, gets boycotted because of something that they did or said that isn't socially acceptable.
My perception of cancel culture is just the same as yours, really. The society withdraws their support from maybe a public figure or a celebrity because of something that he or she has said or done that is wrong or socially unacceptable.
So what about the origin of cancel culture? Because as what I have researched, it all started with in the 1981 Chick album. Chick album Take It Off. There's a song called Your Love Is Cancelled. So where do you think it emerged, or like where's the origin of this cancel culture?
I really think it came from Twitter, especially. That place. I don't want to sound very negative about Twitter, but it's well, from my opinion, right? Twitter is a toxic place. That's why I'm not surprised that cancel culture originated from there.
It's like Black Twitter, was it?
Yeah, Black Twitter.
From
2015, right?
2015, 2016, that
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
From what I have observed, cancel culture was at its peak during the pandemic when we were all immersed in social media, on our phones 24/7 because we couldn't go out. So what could we do at home that brings us fun or joy? But I think cancel culture isn't really fun or doesn't bring joy to us. But yeah, I think it really emerged during the pandemic, especially on platforms like TikTok and Twitter. Especially when that influencer says something wrong or something that is not acceptable to some rather, then the comments would say, "You're cancelled, your opinion, you're wrong," like that, and then that influencer gets bashed or receives hate comments. That's it. Yeah.
You ever found out who the first person to get cancelled was? On Twitter, I know.
Do you know?
Or nah.
No, I don't know. It really just, yeah, right. You're out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like it's random.
Well, I can bring out of nowhere the phenomenon, but well, in my opinion, cancel culture is just a new term that we're calling basically banishing someone from society. Humans have been doing that for a millennia, or even more than a millennia, but we just have a new term for it now.
Like it has always been there.
Yeah, but right now it's more prevalent, especially online, especially.
Because in the past times there were no phones.
Yeah.
There was
Of
the
course.
internet did not exist. Right now we are more connected with other people due to the internet. due to our mobile phones, due to the computers and the new technology we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, why do you think this happens? Like, why is there cancel culture?
I can think of two reasons why. The personal reasons why someone cancel and the logical reasons why someone would cancel them. For the personal reasons, I think that a person would cancel someone because they already don't like them in the first place, right? And they want to, no, what's the word, like, not get even, but not get even per se, but
Separate them from society. Is it like that?
no, not that, but to, what's the word, antagonize or something,
Antagonize.
attack somebody because they don't like them, something like that. Maybe it has to do with what they experienced before, and they're doing that to get revenge, something like that, right? And the more logical reasons why someone would cancel a person is because, of course, they did something that isn't socially acceptable.
So it's like saying that you want to stain that person's reputation because of something that he or she has done to you.
Yes, yes.
So, what's your stand on this? Like, do you agree, or like, should we cancel or participate on this cancel culture thing, or not?
Yeah, I think.
Why?
Well, first off, you know what happened with Diddy, right? The celebrity.
Yeah.
He got caught with 10,000 bottles of
Baby
10,000
oil.
baby oil. Yeah, and then he threw these lavish parties with children. Yeah, I think that cancel culture used in the right way is very useful to boycott people who did very bad things. Yeah, like that.
But I think you shouldn't. There is a better platform for that, because if Diddy really did prove the allegations that he is guilty, or say he did bad things, then, which is something that is against the law, then why should we approach the situation on social media when there is the right place, just like the justice, just like the Supreme Court, or whatever they have legal places there in America.
You know, I've actually, well, not really heard, but I've also found it on the internet. Like, cancel culture, to back it up, is like when the traditional ways are, slow, so it doesn't really have this,
Have much effect.
have
Yeah, example.
immediate,
Yeah, for
immediate.
example, the Epstein trials, right? Did you know that the files about the people who visited Epstein Island, all of the people listed there still haven't been released. So cancel culture could be a form of, and be a way for the oppressed to get immediate justice on the people who did crime like that.
Yes, immediate justice, but we as a society do not have the right or the authority, the power to punish that person, because according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 5, we do not have the right to inhuman punishment to other people. That's why if we have a problem that is, let's say, a crime that occurred, then we should go to the right people, the right institution for them to address our problem. Just like the help desk, women's help desk, or the police, or the authorities, and not on social media. Of course, social media helps enlighten us or expose. But I think we really should go to the correct institutions, the correct people. I mean, not correct, but the people who are appropriate, who can address our problems.
Yes, that is true.
Professionally.
That's a very reasonable response. Why go to the institutions? But you see, here's the case: the institutions, some of them are corrupt and are also in the influence of the people who are in cahoots with the powerful figures who are trying to be cancelled.
Yeah, so I think although maybe some institutions may be corrupt, then we can expose them, we can report them to, we can give enlightenment to the other people about that. We can raise awareness on what is happening inside that institution, what is happening, what really the system is. Because if we ourselves are victims and then we go to that institution where it is corrupt, then I think that institution not just oppresses me, but also oppresses the other victims who have experienced the crime I have experienced.
So you believe on fighting on an even playing field.
What do you mean by that?
Don't stoop down to their level and like that.
Huh?
Fight on an even playing field.
What do you mean? What do you mean, like, do not sit? Can you please enlighten me on that matter?
Like don't drop down to the level of the people you're trying to fight against. Like still retaining your honor and your something like that.
No, I just want to express that there is a right place for the right thing. If we experience, for example, if we want to consult someone about the plants, agriculture, then we go to the Department of Agriculture. It's like that. But if we want to pay our bills, then we go to the water district. If we want to pay electricity, then we go to Sipalco. Because you cannot pay. It's just an example that we cannot pay our water bills in the Department of Agriculture because they cater another purpose. They cater another purpose. And if that institution is corrupt, then why not expose them to the authorities?
Okay.
They're really the higher ups because a lot of government institutions there are a wide array of institutions where you can go report to them and you go report to that because that probably you can tell it to an NGO or another organization because they will help you raise your voice. Yeah, that's my point. So cancel culture's effectiveness and consequences is really hotly debated, right? So is it like, is it a necessary tool for actually holding people accountable, or does it just pose risk to freedom of speech and also due process? What do you guys think about that? No due process, like it's actually in a process in the law, so like equality. Like, I'm gonna hear you, but you're gonna hear me. So I'm gonna speak, and I'll also let you speak.
So it's like something that promotes healthy debate or healthy discussion. Is that your point?
Healthy debate or healthy discussion. Like cancel culture, right? Accountability. Is it like a necessary tool for holding people accountable, or does it like violate the freedom of speech of an individual?
May I go first?
Yeah.
Sige,
So, okay. I think cancel culture really diminishes or eliminates the room for improvement. Because when you cancel someone, from what I have observed on social media, especially on TikTok, because I really like to scroll on my phone
Sorry, I
page.
don't have TikTok.
It's okay. Then, when someone does something socially unacceptable, then the comments would just say a lot of negative words like that. And then, it just it just appears as if that influencer or that someone who does something wrong gets shunned. We just cancel them out of when they cannot defend themselves. They cannot say something for them to redeem themselves. It's eliminating room for improvement and forgiveness because all of us are human. We make mistakes. We do not have the power, we do not have the authority to say that someone has, made committed a sin, and then he has no right to redeem themselves because we too are we can correct our mistakes. We are humans. We are imperfect. I think we shouldn't.
You shouldn't cancel.
Yeah, we shouldn't cancel other people.
So, me, I think that cancel culture doesn't violate freedom of speech. I think it encourages freedom of speech actually, because cancel culture, like, you can practice your freedom of speech by even accusing someone of what they did. So, and as for what Carla said, sure, yes, it is true that most of the times cancel culture doesn't give a second chance to the people who have been cancelled, but it gives them room to better themselves wherever they end up.
But sometimes cancel culture just appears like, say you did something wrong. When I
Yeah.
was society,
Or like I said,
yeah, you did something wrong, or you said something wrong. And then I'm like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You stay like that.
You stay away from me.
No, not really stay, but it's like saying shut up. Like that because it's like shunning someone.
Yeah.
It's like excluding them from society. It's like a form of bullying. So cyberbullying.
Okay.
does it really like pose risk to freedom of speech or due process? Because like, no, like
Yeah.
you have your freedom, right? You know that.
Yes, because all of us are entitled to our own beliefs. We have the right to believe in what we want. We have the right to believe in to practice what we want to practice, as long as it does not harm other people. Because the right to freedom of expression is given to us from the moment we were born. But the freedom of expression, our right to that, is limited. We should be careful of what we say, what we do, as long as it does not harm other people or disrespect other people. For example, I have an example. So, let's say person A is a Muslim and person B is a Christian. So, as we all know, Muslims believe that pork is
Haram.
haram, it is bad, it is dirty, according to the Quran. But we Christians, we consume pork. Like, or maybe not all branches of Christians, like Catholic, maybe not all can consume pork according to their religion. But the Muslims cannot cancel us or say that we should not eat pork because it's haram in their religion. And we cannot say that we Christians cannot say that Muslims should eat pork because of our religion. It's like invalidating their belief, because that belief wherein Muslims cannot eat pork and we can eat pork, it is like rooted in our culture. It's rooted in our religion. It is in us. Yeah. So I think it's like invalidating other people's belief. You cannot cancel them because that's their belief. You cannot cancel me because it's my belief, as long as it does not harm other people. Because if you consume pork, I consume pork, I will not harm anyone. I do not harm you. So I think cancel culture limits the freedom of cancel culture. Yeah, limits our right to exercise. Limits.
Our right to exercise freedom of expression.
Freedom.
So like, do you think it's a form of bullying? value with another.
Yeah, it can be. No, well, for me, cancel culture isn't really bullying, but when used, but when used to bully someone, yeah, it can be a form to bully someone. Like, say you already dislike a person, and you found something that they said online like 5 or 10 years ago, and you bring it up right now, and then use as an excuse to cancel them, completely ignoring the fact that a person within that time frame can change their opinions.
I think cancel culture is a form of bullying, cyberbullying rather, because it affects not just one's mental health, the one who is cancelled, it also affects the mental health of others who are cancelled, the bullies. Because according to a study by Naples in 2020, 29% of cyber victims and 39% of cyber bullies experience PTSD. It really affects one's mental health, not just that PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder, but it also promotes an endless cycle of pain. It's really toxic to stick to one's opinions, like to stay in a place where you cannot grow, where you cannot redeem yourself, where you cannot correct what you did wrong. That's why I think it's bullying. Because also aside from that, we ostracize other people. Just like when, for example, when you get bullied in elementary, and then people will separate you from the group.
Hawa na rin kay mahong kang ilok.
Yeah, something like that. It ostracizes someone. So with that, it's like ostracizing digitally or virtually. You know, when we there,
You're separate. You're
You shall
cancelled.
not pass.
You're cancelled.
So what do you think? Bullying?
Yeah, of course. But no, I already said my opinion earlier, right? It's not bullying, but it can be
Okay.
a way to bully someone. That's what I think.
So what, like, it's okay to cancel someone, but you do it in a right way?
Yeah.
But when you can, because a lot of us are exposed to social media at a young age. I myself was exposed to social media at maybe I was in elementary. Yeah, and
Elementary?
yeah,
Grabe, I
Because
was
I
in
used
social
to-
media when I was in grade 6.
because I used to play Tetris on Facebook, so that's
Tetris?
why I
How? Tetris?
Tetris on
Tetris
Facebook.
on
So I can
Facebook?
also scroll on my news feed, and then you can see the post there. So a lot of children are exposed to
Like,
exposed to social media at a young age, then they can just copy. They could not do background research now. Because cancel culture does not have its own standards. Does not say that, dapat mayroong checklist kung ika-cancel ba yan siya or hindi. Ganun. Because children just see the term, for example. Cancel culture. I will copy that because without background research.
Yeah, like, we have some different beliefs, so like, you're wrong, I'm right, you're cancelled.
Yeah.
oh,
Morality is
Yeah.
subjective.
you think morality is subjective?
Yeah. For me, I think
How can,
morality.
how? Why?
Because each and every one of us was raised in different environments.
Different opinion.
One may be right. One may be raised in an environment where a belief is that something is right or wrong. Something others are raised in an environment where another thing is right or wrong. Just like what I have said earlier, wherein the Muslims and Christians are, you know, so they believe that pork is haram, but we consume pork. That's for me, morality is subjective.
Me personally, my opinion, morality isn't objective, it's more objective. What is subjective is culture. Yeah, because slavery, for example, right? Some people would say it's good and it brings economic development, and some people would say that slavery is bad because well, the way how you treat people, and well, all the time the majority of people really don't agree that slavery is good. Most of the time slavery is bad, and that shows that morality, and that's an example that morality is objective, because we can all agree that slavery is evil, is bad. And what separates morality from culture is that some cultures would think that this is good and some cultures would think that this is bad.
Yes, but it's a crime to punish, or we do not have the right to punish someone inhuman, just like what I have said, like cruel torture or punishment according to the Declaration of Human Rights. So it really is wrong because no one is above the law. It's
No one
cancel
is
culture. Yeah, cancel culture is like there is a thin line between that, which is something that is social, is something that beliefs, to what is considered a crime, what the law is. I think there is a separate line between that. Because yeah, slavery harms other people. It is a form of torture. It is a form of punishment. So that really should be addressed to the law. Like, it's different now. I hope you get my point.
So, back to being cancelled. Back to being cancelled. If you were to be cancelled, okay, how would you feel? Like, would you be okay?
You know, if I was cancelled right now and like the reason is justifiable, then shit. Then yeah, I think it's okay. I won't necessarily, yeah, sure, I'll feel bad about myself, but if the reasons are justified that I was cancelled, then yeah, I'll be fine. Although I regret what I did, I wouldn't be mad about it because that's my actions, that's what I did.
Do you think you
Why
should?
would I be mad at myself for doing that? I wouldn't be mad, I would mostly regret, but I wouldn't be mad because that's what I did.
So, like, do you think you can still be redeemed in the eyes of these people who cancelled you?
No.
No. And you do not want to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I have mentality that for you maybe it would be a bit insensitive, but for me, my mentality is that why would I think about these people if they don't even think about me? So why would I try to impress them when they don't even think about me? They only think about me when they hate me.
But I don't think they deserve to be cancelled. No one deserves to be cancelled for me.
Okay.
Just like what
Even if the reason is justifiable?
there is no justifiable reason for cancel culture. Because yeah, you should promote environment. You should foster an environment where there is a room for improvement.
What about sale?
Second chances. That's what I said. Like there is a place for that we should address. And you go to
Okay.
the law. That's different from the cancel culture which we have seen on the internet. Because others cancel other people. Because others cancel other people
because they believe that one thing is right and one thing is wrong. But like what I have said, morality is subjective because we were raised in different environments. So if I were to be cancelled, then I would feel as if I was shunned in my society. But
Oy, ayaw maghila ka, maghila ka.
no, but it feels like do I have a room? Do I have a second chance? Can I redeem myself? It's like I ask myself if my second chance, may time pa ba para i-correct ko ang aking mistakes?
Like you don't
Like
have
that.
any room for
Yeah.
growth or redemption.
Something
Well, in the eyes of the people who canceled you, but for the ones who didn't, yeah.
because if I would have done something wrong, then I would prefer to be educated about that. Like, tell me why I am wrong.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache.
But then you
Copyright, ayan.
should
This video isn't sponsored,
you should educate me why I'm wrong, and you should tell me like if I did that, then let's dissect what I did, and then you tell me without attacking the person, but you attack my actions. So yeah, I would prefer to be educated than to be shunned out with, I prefer to be educated rather than to be ostracized from society.
So to turn the tables around and see the perspective of those people who actually cancel someone. Like if you're the one to cancel someone, why do you think you do it? Like, would you feel better, superior and all? Or what?
Wait, I'm still thinking of an
Like,
anime.
put yourself in the perspective of someone who cancels someone.
If I were to cancel someone and they deserve it, I wouldn't necessarily think that I'm superior than them or I'm better than them because the Bible says that the Bible forget. The Bible said that no one is born without sin, right? So that's why I won't feel better because I know that I am an imperfect human being. I also have sin, and that means I am also susceptible of doing what the person I am canceling also did. I just hope that wherever they end up with after the fiasco, they use it to better themselves with the new company that they have.
You actually think that way? Why did you cancel them in the first place?
One, I don't know, maybe they're a molester. Or maybe they've been accused or something like that. Because, for example, I'm just giving out an example. This isn't true. So, like for example, I have a friend who's a girl, and she was molested by a teacher. She was accused, so she accused him, but she doesn't have any proof. And that, but for me, if I'm very close to her and I knew that she wasn't that, she's very honest, of course, I would believe her. And that it might calm me down for believing something like that without any proof. But if I really know that person and I know that they're being honest with me, but they still don't have proof like that, yeah, I think that canceling a person because they did that to my friend or something like that to a person, I think that is justifiable to cancel them.
But how would you cancel that person or that teacher, right? If the teacher molested your friend,
Yeah,
then how would you cancel them?
what's the bottom online, like that. Like, the Me Too movement, like something like that.
Okay. But I think we should really tell it to the higher ups because from what I have observed in our school
Yeah.
before,
You sleeping?
no.
No.
Your school before? What was it?
I wouldn't go to school. But it was during pandemic, and then there were friends who went to a resort and they spent their day there overnight. Like overnight, overnight sila. Okay. And then the boy, he touched the girl.
Shit.
It's yeah, when it feels weird, like,
Yeah.
like a girl. And then she felt
Harassed, yeah.
Then you experience that feeling. And then she posted it on him. So that garnered a lot of hate
Towards the guy?
towards the guy.
Yeah.
Then that guy deactivated his social media.
Certain
platforms.
rights.
Yeah, but aside from that, I think, aside from raising awareness online, I think they should have talked to the teacher or the principal so that they can provide a proper punishment. Okay? They would give him a punishment, but yeah, I think that should be punished.
How old were they? How old were they?
It was in 20 pandemic, and then we were
So they still weren't 18.
senior high.
Senior high.
They were like 17, 18. Grade 12.
Okay. Well, I think what's good about cancel culture is that, the person isn't old enough to be sent to jail or something like that. At least you can just post it online and then society will take care of it for you. Something like that.
But
If they're not legal enough to be sent to jail,
there is the DSWD,
I don't know.
Department of Social Welfare and Development. So yeah, people, children who steal or do something against the law, then they are sent to the DSWD for that department to address the issue. Because
But do you think the punishment is applicable? Just the punishment is enough or no?
I didn't really know what the punishment was because after that time they graduated, they moved to another school, and
Yeah,
that guy,
makes sense.
that guy who did that was like was socially absent, like social media absent. But he just deactivated everything again. Cannot sue him. But I think they should have reported it. Aside from publicly sharing what happened, I think they should really go to the right people, to the right person, to the principal or to the guidance counselor, because they would really be sent to your families.
Don't you think that, we've been talking about cancel culture and women, don't you think that cancel culture can also be used by men?
I do not promote cancel culture.
I think it's actually also used by men.
To fight against oppression?
But it's different. I think fighting against oppression and cancel culture is different.
Back to the question.
Your period. You would like
It was not
put good to put in perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, if I were to cancel you, no, I wouldn't, because
Yeah.
I would not.
Of course, you're not perfect. So I'm not perfect.
Yeah, because it would feel as if I am more superior. Just like what former President Barack Obama said. That, I really did my research. So,
Grabe yun, Sometimes
really, yeah, he said that, if you would cancel someone, you'd feel superior, you'd feel more woke.
Yeah.
Which is really healthy for our
Voting?
society, because it's like diminishing
Of course, it may increase public awareness, but it diminishes our impact improvement. Because woke, the word woke is often associated with cancel culture. So I really think we shouldn't cancel other people because it would seem as if we are better at them. Because if we cancel someone, we would think that there is one thing that is right and one thing that is wrong. It is what I said, now to be really subjective. So
Like we're in this woke generation where everyone thinks they have this moral high ground to challenge the societal norms.
yeah.
Right? So
You know,
Yeah.
you know what the Bible says about that moral high ground. There's this story in the Bible where a group of men are about to throw rocks at a woman who was sentenced to adultery. You know the story, right? And then Jesus said, whoever from which one of you is not without sin, let him throw the first stone. And all of them has sin, so they didn't throw him. I think, yeah, woke isn't really a good thing. Thinking that you're in moral high ground because you're better than them. I think we shouldn't do that because really all of us have sin. There is some of us who, all of us are not worthy to throw the first stone. That's
So like assuming that those stones are, canceling, right? So should we not cancel?
So it's like,
Yeah, because
I want to clarify your point because so saying that we cannot throw stones
Yeah.
to that woman is because all of us have sinned, right?
Mhm.
All of us have sinned. So no one here is perfect. Because if you were without sin, you would really throw that stone. Like that? I think you get my point.
Yeah.
So no one is perfect.
No one is perfect, but there are people who are even not more perfect. Something like that. Sure, compared to the rest, we are not perfect. But there are those of us who are even more not perfect. You know what I mean, right? Like, who are not
promotes
perfect in the
something
head,
that-
but the back.
It promotes something that an idea that we are superior and we are more superior than them, which is I don't think it is healthy because all of us should be equal. All of us are human. All of us have sinned, so we shouldn't be mas nakakataas sa other people just because they have done something wrong, and that something wrong is something that we know na mali na, that's hindi niya pa alam. Gets mo ba?
Yes, example.
So, ganyan.
But like, di ba, we're not better than them, we're not higher than them, right? So, let God judge them, right? So, why do we still have the justice system?
The justice system addresses crimes because a crime, diba? A crime has a criminal and a victim, and that criminal harms that victim. If we do not do something about it, then the victim would be harmed. Like the cycle goes on if we do not stop it. So it's different from that.
Okay, good answer. Follow that.
so like we also have this intent
Uh,
versus impact,
uh,
right? So why do people cancel? So you have that intent, right? Because you think you are right, so you're trying to push your opinion or belief into that somebody. But what about considering the impact? The impact, it diminishes the
So, cancel culture really is on bullying, like what I said, and yeah, it leaves PTSD for some from So I think it really impacts overall mental health and physical health. It also leaves death threats. And lastly, it leaves a reputation. Because, for example, you posted something that was wrong in the past 10 years or the past 9 years, and people would scroll down on your newsfeed, then they would see that, and then they would, bring it back again. So people would really remember you for that. People would remember you for the thing that you got, the thing that got you cancelled. Like, they would associate that action with you. And cancel culture really, I think, attacks the person, not the action. But I think we should really attack the action, educate them.
We should view cancel culture as its impact to the people around, and not just the intent of trying to correct something that you view is wrong.
Instead of cancel culture, I think we should educate other people.
The cancel culture intenders, in fact, I really think that cancel culture has changed over time. It started out with examples like movements from the 2010s, like the hashtag #MeToo movement, where it was used in China to bring down these broadcasters, these reporters who abused their power and then sexually assaulted women. And then there was this Chinese girl who, what's the social media equivalent of Facebook? The Chinese social media equivalent of Facebook again? They have one. So they posted this on Chinese social media, and then other women also said me too, and then it started out like that. It was good, to highlight what the person did and then bring them accountable for their actions. But right now, the cancel culture has very much shifted away from that focus and instead targeting public figures who did something socially acceptable and then completely punishing them. And then it changed to it shifted away from that, and it changed to people who already hate these public figures and using it as a way to cancel them. They abuse cancel culture.
About accountability, does cancel culture really, promotes real accountability, or does it just deepen the divide in our society?
Yeah, it forms accountability, man.
But still, it divides.
It's hard.
I think it divides us. For example, the 2022 presidential elections. No.
2024.
No, presidential.
like,
Or 2021. Di ba 2022 man?
2020. Ay, Philippines?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
BBM and Lenny.
Yeah. Sakto.
My Facebook newsfeed was all about Lenny and then BBM, and very different sides, When other people would try to cancel someone because they would believe, no, you shouldn't vote that. That's he is bad,
The son of a
she is
dictator.
son of a dictator, or that Lenny is a yellow, the liberal party, liberal ba?
Yeah.
Itong yellow,
Pink.
yellow, and then but her campaign was in pink.
Okay.
People would attack the other voters who believe in them because of that, and it really leaves a gap within us because of what we believe, but who we voted for, or who, because we couldn't vote at that time.
Yeah. Of course, it's not legal yet. But right now, I can vote. You still can't because you're still 17.
I can wait.
Huh?
I can.
You can.
You said na you're still 17.
Yeah, but you know, this coming elections, I want.
Oh, nice.
So it may leave a gap between
Depends the device.
because the debate between them very very sensational and very relaxed.
Ah.
Very both
Yeah.
like BBM ka. Oh. BBS ka, pang pink, lawan,
Yeah.
you know, label other people because of it. So yeah. So like,
Like there is this cancel culture and calling out.
oh yeah, or educating other people
Yeah.
on what they did wrong. Because imagine if you do cancel and then you didn't know why you got cancelled. So you'd ask yourself, what did I do wrong? So to address that, I think we should, you know, educate other people, tell them why they are wrong. Like, for example, your classmate has body odor. So you, instead of telling them that, ano yung ilaw kayo, it smells, you tell them privately, not like something that could, you know.
Boy. Boy.
I think you should tell that to them deodorantically. Because give them a little advice. Because if you tell that to them, then they would really,
Feel hurt?
of course, it may
Offended?
some may feel offended. But if you were to tell me that I would have body odor right now,
Oh, kayo, bak mo pag dito kami.
then I think you should tell me secretly or like privately, you know, just us two, like, you know, look, like that way, tell me what's wrong, what should I do.
Yeah, like not publicly shaming.
Publicly shaming that person.
Like posting on Facebook, saan ito akong tapos ito ako ilaw.
Because, you know,
Who would even do that?
I would also share.
Like, be honest, like, who would even do that by on Facebook? But
There.
really? Okay. Sorry, I don't really use social
Yeah.
media that much.
But you know, there is this classmate of mine that had really, in grade 10, she really had bad body odor. And you know, a lot of our classmates call them that. Just,
Put deodorant.
no. You know when that, yung padungog-dungog, what's that in English? It's that ba?
Yeah.
So instead, I think
Like making it
tell
obvious
that
or giving
person directly. What she should do, what's wrong, you know.
Other than just
Because-
labeling her as
If you continue on making padungog-dungog, then the body odor would continue. I think you
Okay,
should stop the problem. Instead of padungog-dungog, then you should eliminate the root cause.
Gonna say yan, kuhan by pag deodorant by.
So yeah, I think.
Wait, let me ask you this. Was he... Yeah, naman lang, maybe I'll get cancelled na for this.
No. you
No.
shouldn't cancel.
Sige. Kanang, kuhan. I'm not stereotyping people, I'm not generalizing them, but like, was he interested in Japanese cartoons or no?
But no, she was not.
Oh, she? Ah,
But yeah, I wouldn't want to.
okay,
drop
yeah, okay,
that.
usually even di ba na, kuhan, kanang, it's usually the guys who have body odor that girls, right?
I think it depends. Basta, all of us man have body odor. You know?
urban perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Usually
Especially if we
Ah.
sweat too much.
Okay. But usually it's the guys who have much more.
I don't really
He said that.
I don't really know. Because I think it's equal. It's equal. So given they have body odor, so we should prevent it.
Hygiene. So,
Brush 3 times a day. Brush with Colgate.
This video isn't sponsored.
Like give it all like the ideas or thoughts and the practice.
Right.
Should we practice cancel culture or not? This last question. Should we practice cancel culture or not? Like
That during the argument, there should be limits to how we cancel people. Like there should be terms and limits on how we should cancel someone. Because most of the time, there are times when canceling someone seems very unfair after being the argument.
I would say no. You shouldn't do it after the no.
you shouldn't cancel in the first place.
No. You really are restricted. And for culture and ethics, pros
and its
but
cons.
it also has its cons. So I think we really should be careful in what we could say, what we could do, because words can make or break a person.
True. So guys, I'd like to share a quote I found. So it's by Germany Cat.
Who?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah, Germany.
That's his name?
Cancel culture is a real thing. So your digital footprint is your legacy. So think before you post. It's really a real thing in our culture today.
And that's it for cancel culture.
We hope you learned something from this.
See you in the next episode of
Pag-usapan natin yan. Adios!
Really important.